bigger than a house. Some of these machines weigh more than a commercial airplane. They reshape the land before you even see them move, and most people have no idea they exist. These are the largest farm tractors ever built, and each one has a story worth knowing. The Big Bud. One farmer had a problem. His fields in Montana were too wide, too flat, and too massive for anything on the market. So in 1977, a small company in Vario, Montana built something that had never been built before. The Big Bud 747, named after the airplane because that was the only comparison that made sense. It weighs over 100,000 pounds. Its engine produces over 900 horsepower. The tires alone stand taller than most adult humans. It was built for a single farm, the Ron Harmon Farm in California's Imperial Valley. It plowed over 900 acres a day. Nothing else came close. The machine worked for years, was eventually retired, then brought back to life by two brothers in North Dakota who spent years restoring it. Today, the Big Bud 747 is still operational, still the largest farm tractor ever built, and it still runs. The Case II Steiger for wheels weren't enough, so they added 4 more. The Case IH Steiger Quadtrac doesn't use traditional tires at all. It runs on 4 rubber tracks, one on each corner, each one absorbing ground pressure like a tank. This design came from a simple problem. Giant tires compact the soil. Compressed soil kills crop yields. The Quadtrac distributes weight so evenly that the ground beneath it barely notices. The flagship model produces over 620 horsepower. It can pull implements wider than a city intersection. The original Steiger tractor was built in a barn in North Dakota in 1958 by two brothers who needed something bigger than what dealers were selling. That barn-built machine eventually became one of the most recognized tractor lines in the world. The irony, the farmers who couldn't afford to buy a tractor ended up building an entire industry. The John Deere 9RX, green and yellow, two colors that farmers anywhere on earth recognize instantly. John Deere has built tractors since 1837, but the 9RX series, introduced in the 2010s, represents something different, a machine designed not just for power, but for precision. The 9RX 640 produces 640 horsepower. It rides on 4 independent track units that can each articulate separately, keeping the machine level on uneven ground. Inside the cab, screens show soil data, GPS positioning accurate to within an inch, and automated steering that holds a perfectly straight line across a half-mile field. The operator barely touches the wheel. One of these tractors can cover over 1,000 acres in a single day. At that scale, a 1-inch error repeated across thousands of passes means wasted seed, wasted fuel, and wasted land. The technology inside that cab costs more than most people's homes. The Challenger MT800, it doesn't look like a tractor. It looks like something that escaped from a military base. The Challenger MT800 series runs on rubber belts, continuous tracks that stretch the full length of the machine. No individual wheels, no gaps in contact with the ground. This design was originally developed for military vehicles. Caterpillar adapted it for agriculture in the 1980s. The goal was simple: more traction, less damage. A standard wheeled tractor spinning in wet soil tears up the field. The Challenger floats over it. The Mount 890B model produced over 570 horsepower. It became a standard in large-scale farming operations across North America, Australia, and Eastern Europe. The surprise: rubber tracks wear out faster than tires. Replacing one full set of tracks on a Challenger can cost over $40,000. Farmers pay it anyway. The versatile Delta Canada built something different. Versatile, a manufacturer based in Winnipeg, introduced the Delta Track tractor series as a direct competitor to the Challenger and the Quadtrac. But the Delta took a different approach. Instead of 4 separate corner tracks, the Delta uses one wide track belt on each side, more like a traditional crawler, but scaled up to farm size. The contact patch with the ground is enormous. Soil compaction drops significantly, and the pulling force increases. The versatile 610 DT produced at launch minus 610 horsepower. It was designed specifically for the Canadian prairies, where fields stretch for miles and ground conditions change within a single pass. In testing, the Delta pulled implements that other tractors couldn't move at the same horsepower rating, the detail that surprises most people. Versatile is one of the few remaining tractor manufacturers still fully owned and operated in North America. Most competitors have been absorbed by global conglomerates. The Fendt 1100 Vario Mount Europe had a different definition of giant. Fendt, a German manufacturer founded in 1930, built the 1100 Vario Mount as its answer to the American track giants, but it approached power differently. Instead of maximizing raw horsepower, Fendt focused on efficiency. The Vario transmission, a continuously variable system with no fixed gear steps, keeps the engine running at its most efficient point at all times. The result: a tractor that produces up to 517 horsepower but uses significantly less fuel per acre than competitors with higher horsepower ratings. In field tests across Germany and France, the 1100 Vario Mount consistently outperformed larger machines on fuel consumption while maintaining comparable output. The cab of the Fendt 1100 is considered the most technologically advanced production tractor cab ever built. Joystick controls, touchscreen systems, and a suspension seat that monitors operator fatigue. The price for a fully equipped model exceeds $600,000, and there is a waiting list.